feature presentation.
This is Ed McMahon. And now, here's
Say Andrew Z. In the morning, it's time to wake up. Andrew Z. In the morning, yeah. Come on.
What is up, everybody? What is up? Good morning. Welcome to the show. Thursday, January 14th, 2021. In the year of our Lord. I'm Andrew Z. I see Demetrius Nicodemus is ready. Side Gina, Chris Tiefel, look at it, and of course Ashley P with giant hair. There's something going on.
It's called a ponytail.
When you bend down, it looks like a cone head. Bend your head down again.
You guys leave her alone. You should see the back of it though. There's like 70 body pins.
What was that, Ashley? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
That's okay. I said the back of it is being held up by 70 bobby pins. So
no, it looks good.
It looks even better from the back.
It's funny because Gina told Ashley when she popped on, said, "You look beautiful today," and I've been wondering about that phrase. You know, in the Me Too movement, you have to be very careful about the things you say. Not if you're a girl, but if you're a guy that with I told one of my girls that works with me, I said, you look beautiful today. And then I'm thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, does that mean, is that a backhanded compliment? Because it's like you look ugly other days and I just noticed it today. So then I start overthinking it and I'm like, man, I shouldn't even have said anything. And I don't know. Then I'm like, is it good to say something because you give someone a compliment, or is it bad to say something because then it could get you in trouble? I don't know anymore.
Well, if you're going to be a creep about it, then just don't say anything. But if you're just being nice and giving a compliment, I think it's good. Like, I hate how people don't say things anymore because they're afraid to get in trouble. That sucks. Like, you know.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a real thing. That, like, what's creepy in the Me Too movement and what's creepy is when you're like weird. Like, if you're walking by a random stranger and just like, you're beautiful. I don't know. But
there is some legitimacy in the fact that if you notice someone, hey, you're beautiful, then they're like, well, what the hell? Why do I look beautiful? What, am I ugly the other days? I mean, that is a legitimate.
I can't think of any single person that would think that way.
Really?
I have never once told a woman, you look beautiful today, and then have her come back at me. Yeah, well, what about 3 weeks from yesterday?
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing.
That's not a thing? Okay. All right, well, I'm trusting you guys then, so I won't give it any more thought. So I want to start with Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, the documentary. I don't know if you guys knew, it was a two-part documentary. It was a documentary on HBO called Tiger. It was the number one most watched sports documentary in 2 years. I'm guessing that Michael Jordan was probably the biggest one since then, but the Tiger Woods documentary was viewed across all platforms. It released on Sunday, and it goes into all of his stuff. You know, his if you guys remember, he was married, and then he had like 25 mistresses or something, and that of course dissolved his marriage. And but it's the biggest documentary, and I don't know if you guys know, but one of the girls was from Toledo. One of his mistresses. Yeah. Well, you know her.
She's a pretty good friend of mine.
Oh, Rachel. Okay, so no, not Rachel. Corey Rist. So Corey, and we became friends a little bit because she was doing a TV show on NBC and a little bit here and there, and then I went to look her up then because it just made me think of her because of the Tiger Woods documentary. Made me think of her. I go to her and I'm like, oh, we're not friends anymore. She unfriended me. And then you always wonder, like, when you accidentally find out someone unfriended you, because you don't get a notice, I don't think. But you're like, what did I do to get unfriended? What? Has anyone ever had that happen? You've noticed randomly that someone unfriended you? What happened, Ashley?
Oh my gosh, it happens to me all the time. So I'll just be randomly like, God, I wonder how so and so is doing. And like,
Yeah.
I genuinely care about these people and like their well-being. And if I
Right.
don't see them for a while, I'm like, damn, I wonder how they're doing.
Yeah.
Unfriended. I'm like, what did I do? And it really does like hurt my feelings because I'm like, I would just at least like to know what I did so I can fix it. Like, let me just correct it.
And it's funny because you don't notice when it happens. Like I said, you don't get a notification, but when you just happen to think about that person and you look them up, or you, I don't know how you find out, but that's the way I usually find out. Is I just think they pop into my head and I look them up. And I'm like, I know we were friends at one time. I guess we're not friends anymore. And then
bummer.
Then you start to think, well, in public, do I still like? Are we friends? Then are we not friends? Is this official? Is this an official? We're not friends anymore. I don't know. I'm sure Tiefel has it all the time.
What? No.
Nobody unfriends Tiefel.
Nobody friends him either.
Yeah.
You want to watch this train wreck happen.
I love Lisa Marie says, what if you unfriend and then they keep sending requests? Well, then there must have been an accident, or I have had that happen where if I know, say I'm unfriended and then the same friend requests me, then I just assume it was an accident that they accidentally unfriended me.
Sometimes Facebook is weird, and sometimes it'll just like nobody unfriended anybody, but you guys are unfriended. Like that happens.
That's what people say, and I'm like, is that just a cop out because you don't want to?
That really happens.
Admit you unfriended me.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. It's funny because my ex, Colleen was, can be a little jealous. So, like the girls if girls are in my phone, or if a girl texts me or whatever, or an ex, she blocks them on all social media. She blocks them on my phone. Like I can't keep up on any exes, and I don't have the I don't have the desire to go through and unblock them. Like it doesn't matter that much to me. But she blocks. I don't have any ex on Facebook or anything, even from 20 years ago. There's no ex on my Facebook page. But the point being is that my ex-wife Michelle, I would text her, or she would be texting, I wouldn't answer, and she finally after days she called me like, hey, why aren't you answering my text? And I go back and she'd be in my blocked thing in my text messages. And it would happen all the time. So I get pissed. Colleen, you can't fucking do that. What are you doing? You can't do that. You can't be that crazy. And she said, I'm not doing it. I swear. She said, I swear to God, I'm not doing it. And after it happened, and then it started happening like every day. And like she hadn't had my phone. So she truly wasn't doing it, but I truly blamed her because she did it for everyone else. But my phone would just randomly block like 5 people.
What?
On my text messages. So there would be a
fat fingers, I'm sure.
There would be a chain of text, but it's not that easy to block someone. So there'd be a chain of text messages, and I wouldn't be. And they would, when I would unblock her, they'd all pop up. So, but
one of your kids probably did it because they're like, listen, we got to get these two on separate, like, because you know how it is when your parents are divorced and like living apart. Grace used to always try to do that stuff to us, and I did it when I was a kid too. But like, they can't talk. They can't be on the same boat. We've got to separate them.
Well, it's always the fear when they say, well, my mom must do this. I'm like, really? Oh, let's call her then.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have to call her.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one.
Yeah, nice try. But yeah, dude, I hate finding out the people just anyway. Corey Risk, she's from Toledo. D, obviously. D, did you hook up with her?
No.
Wait, you had Tiger Woods left you. You were sloppy seconds to Tiger Woods?
No, that's never been a thing. That was never ever a thing. ever a thing. I think when she first hit the scene, like, and this is just, you ever just do something?
Let me ask you a question. Did you know her from after Tiger Woods fame? And that's so that's how you came across her. Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah. Yeah, and
he saw that and he was like, I need to meet this woman.
I know.
And I think everybody had like wanted to. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but she like everybody wanted to find out what her experience was with that, and that was like the one thing that like she really wanted to get away from.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah. And so that was like always, you ever just do something and like that one incident kind of just overshadows the rest of your life, and like you just you do everything in the world to get out from underneath it. And I think, you know, probably when that thing hit, I'm sure like she and a bunch of other people were like, great, now it starts again. You know,
my thing I did that overshadowed everything was have kids.
Yeah, same.
I'm looking back in messages from her, just because, you know, when you click on the thing, you can see old messages. And I guess the last time I talked to her, I wished her happy birthday in 2014, and and then I just never heard, and then I never heard from her again. And now, 2014. What were you gonna say?
Your Facebook friendship expired. That's all.
Oh, is that it? By the way, her birthday's July 10th.
Okay, now you're getting creepy. Like, yeah.
I wished
you just crossed that line to weirdo.
You wished her a happy birthday. What, 7 years ago?
7 years ago. No, we had
6.5.
I don't even wonder when people unfriend me. Like, I just assume like it's because I have can have fairly extreme views, especially when it comes to political. And I don't know how to, I mean, I do know how, but I've stopped trying to be nice about shit anymore, like racism and casual racism, because I grew up in a really small town. So the people I went to school with, like most of them never left the town, and they're all racist and don't think that they are. So I just say a lot of shit on Facebook. So I don't ever wonder. I just go, oh yeah, well, that makes sense that they would unfriend me.
See, I try to be so politically correct that that's why I'm so stunned, because I'm like, what could I have said that was so offensive?
I bring a very vanilla friendship to this relationship. How can you be mad at vanilla?
Chocolate soul, vanilla outside.
I had a very weird superpower a few years back. It seems to have calmed down, but I would post something very innocuous, and it would somehow spark a massive political debate, even if it wasn't a political topic. Like, I'd post something like chocolate tastes delicious, and somehow that would devolve into some massive political debate.
I think that's just Facebook.
Number one, it's just
social media in general.
And number one, it's just Facebook. And number two, it's the times we live in too. Everyone sees things through a weird political lens that hopefully will go away in about a week. That we won't do that anymore, but we'll see. Yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, what else I wanted to talk about? Oh yeah, something else that Ashley said. So she said that she can tell a couple is good because their faces match. Oh. And I was like, what does that even mean? So Demetrius and Karen, do their faces match?
Yeah, for sure.
You do? What is it? How do you tell? What I don't understand.
God, I don't really know how to describe it, because if you can't see it, then you don't understand. But like, if you just look at two people's faces, if you just look at two people, you can either see, yes, they're going to work, or no, they're not. I don't know.
Really?
That's just me. Yeah. So like you and Colleen, yes. Dee and Kara, yes. Gina, I've never seen Dubs. I have no idea what he looks like. He's like always been this mysterious guy.
I think they're going on like 15 years. I think they're pretty safe.
We're going on 18 years actually next month. And we don't match in any capacity. Like, we don't. Our personalities are entirely different.
No, it has nothing to do with personalities. It's not. It's purely based on looks. For my opinion.
I'm just saying in general. So my guess was, that's why I was going with it. Like, our personalities don't match. We don't even like the same shit. Like, we're not compatible in like almost any capacity, but for some reason it works. So I'm going to guess that we probably don't look like we match.
Really?
Right.
I mean, he's a black dude and I'm a fat white chick, so that kind of automatically makes
honestly, and skin color has nothing to do with it. It's race, nothing. I don't know, you guys. It's my theory, and so far I'm pretty good with it.
Okay, I'm going to send you a picture of us.
So what is this based off of? Is it based off of
my brain,
like the shape of somebody's face, how their eyes are shaped, what their nose looks like?
Yeah.
Do they have to share the same kind of like eye shape,
Yes.
cheekbone structure.
So it's mostly like face shape. It's just faces. It's not even like body types either. So it's like face shape, eye size. Sometimes hair color can help.
How accurate is this?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's been pretty accurate so far, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
No.
I can't think of any right now that I have thought of before, but like I'll just start taking notes of who I think is who's gonna make it, and then if I'm wrong, you guys can call me out. But
so okay, yeah, that's you. So you have taken notes, or you'll start?
No, I'll start. I just take notes in my head, but I'll start. Jotting them down.
Very interesting.
Okay, like Jessica Simpson and her husband, they're gonna be married forever. Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey totally knew they were not gonna stay together forever.
Because of their faces?
Yes.
I mean, not
because he looked miserable.
Okay, Will and Jada, they have to be together forever. Their faces match completely.
Really?
Yeah.
They're both also
the only
insane.
reason he's staying with her is because he finally got what every man has ever wanted, and that is a woman to admit that she cheated on him out in public.
Why would a man do that?
He's not letting that go. That's opportunity. That is just you know how nice that is. Like it's almost like it's almost like Mother's Day.
What? I don't understand.
Sometimes you gotta let D go on the ride, and then we'll.
Man, I'm just telling you. Like everybody remembers she had that affair with what's his nuts, right?
Yes.
What was his name? Augustine, whatever, or what was the guy's name? He was like 20-something years old. She was like more than half his age.
Yeah.
Weird.
Dude, I don't remember his name either.
While she was with Nick?
No, I'm talking about Jada.
Oh, Jada. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And she was like, well, I was, and she never really said that she was like banging. She was like, I was just helping him through a rough patch.
Yeah.
And she was talking, and Will Smith was like
living with them. The kid was living with them.
Yeah.
Ew. What?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's
he was
weird
20.
stuff.
He had like some.
Wasn't
He had
he
some
her
drug and
daughter,
alcohol
her
issue.
kid's friend or something, or no?
No,
How
he
do
was
you-
a
how
hip
do you
hop.
get that? How do you get that sweet deal of living with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett? Like how is that?
Banging Jada Pinkett?
Yeah. I mean, I'll fall on the grenade if that's what it takes, man. I'll live in their nice house. I'll have a rough patch.
It's very.
He still hasn't forgiven you, Will, for After Earth.
I don't know. I don't even know what to say to that.
Well, I just sent Ashley a picture of Dubs and I so that she could do her assessment.
Show it on
adorable.
screen. Show it on screen so we can all see it.
But yes, your face is 100% match for me.
Really?
Yes.
That's weird.
But let me ask you this:
your smile shape and your
the
setting of your eyes.
But because you're so nice, would you even say if they didn't match?
Right. Yeah, I don't believe you.
I wouldn't really. Well, that's okay. But I would just be like, oh.
Kind of like when you see an ugly baby.
Yeah.
Like in 10 years, you'll break up. No.
Oh, that's a baby.
Look at them. Their faces 100% match. Look at their smiles. Look at the smile shape. They have deep set eyes.
Yeah, that's us 17 years ago or 18 years ago, almost
cute.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
There you are today. And so G, you say yes that they match up.
For sure.
His head is giant. He has like a basketball head.
What about me and my girl?
She's beautiful.
People. You know what? Honestly, I've been thinking about this for a few days. Like, I just want to get you.
She feels bad for you and she wants to set you up.
Yeah. Well, I do want to set you up. It's not that I necessarily feel bad for you because I feel like there's someone for everyone.
No, there isn't.
Yes, there is.
No,
I really do.
No,
honestly, if you can go to prison and you can catch a girl, anybody can find someone.
Like that's
Marilyn
that's
Manson
like
had a body count.
Yeah.
Those are like serial murderers, and for some odd reason, those relationships never work out after they get out of prison.
Yeah,
their
faces didn't match. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
it's like, man, she's like, man, I liked you better when you were locked up.
And
Ashley's gonna start getting random inbox messages of women just sending her pictures of other men. Do we match?
Are we gonna
Only
make it?
$5. Call me now for your free reading. No.
Brilliant.
Here's the problem.
That was a better accent than D has ever had.
I know. My accents are really good, but I get too nervous to share them. But
here's the problem with Tiefel is he has no idea how to communicate with people, but he's too arrogant to admit that he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
So he won't take any coaching, and he would just that's why he's alone and miserable, because
because look at his hair right now. He's like got horns.
Yeah, what's going on with your hair?
You make fun of Ashley, I'm making fun of you. That's how
I'm right there with you. My hair looks horrible right now. I didn't do anything with it this morning.
Well, Tiefel has a sister, so like the chances of him like getting a girl are really good. I feel like if you're a dude and you have a sister, you at least have one up on knowing how to like communicate with girls. So
no, his sister's not helping him at all. That's not happening.
Well, how come she doesn't hook you up with like any of her friends or anything?
So her husband's tried to hook me up with somebody, and he was very nice woman, you know, gave me all of everything, and then he dropped the butt, and the butt was she has 5 kids.
Tiefel, you're getting to an age where you're just gonna have to accept.
No. I've already accepted the fact. I've already accepted the fact that I'm going to make some kid a good stepfather. I just don't want to I wouldn't want to get with a woman where like the kid is already established in his relationship there as like the man of the house. All right, like I don't want to have to like wake up at 3 a.m. to go get a drink and then run into one of her 7 children, and they know why I'm there at 3 a.m. Like,
you hit it good, Tiefel?
Yes,
I did,
Sean. Oh my God.
That's an awkward enough moment with like a 5-year-old. It's even worse when it's like a 16-year-old.
First of all, don't assume that you're the first dude that kid has seen.
She's got 5 of them.
Plus,
there's been a few sneaking in.
Plus, I'm getting white hairs, so the beard's gonna go white. I imagine pretty soon. So I also don't want to like be in the kitchen and like some little kid walk in and think I'm Santa on like the wrong day.
That's when you walk out and you're like this. Somebody's gonna have a great Christmas next year. Thanks, kid.
There's a new song. I saw mommy kissing Sean and Steve and Dan.
Just fermenting your beard and you'll be fine.
Yeah. So Tiefel. So
why do we get? I make one innocent joke about a pillow girlfriend, and now all of a sudden we're on me.
I love how you think that's innocent.
So, are you open to Ashley finding you somebody?
I whatever.
It's a bad move.
That's a yes.
It's a bad move.
Here's why
it's her girlfriend to lose.
Here's why Ashley is her girlfriend to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Here's why Ashley is perfect for this, because she's the type that will obsess over it until she finds somebody. Like if she puts it in her mind, she's gonna be like, all right, she's gonna start going through her Facebook. She's gonna start going through her text messages until she finds somebody, Tiefel, that she can maybe con them into going out with you.
That's pretty true.
I feel like conning is probably the wrong word.
I feel like it's dead on. I feel like it's dead on. I feel like that's a dead on word.
How else would you expect me to get you a date, Tiefel?
Yes.
Cold hard cash.
No. Let me ask you this, Ashley. We're gonna role play, okay, Ashley?
Okay.
I'm your girlfriend. I'm your girlfriend, Andrea.
Okay.
And hey, Ashley, I saw that you called the other day. You texted me, said something about some dude. What's up?
Hold on a minute. I can't role play right now because I don't really know of anyone just yet that I'm good friends with.
You got to pitch Tiefel to me. So I'm your friend. Hey, what's up? So you have something about this guy? Tell me about him.
Well, the person that I pick is going to be someone very special. So I would just say, I have this guy that you are going to just love.
I will? Why do you think? Why do you think
I can't explain it. I can't explain it. It's going to be an indescribable connection, so you guys have to get together.
Please do not tell any female about to meet Tiefel that their faces match, because you will lose her.
I would never like say. I don't. It's not like I walk around saying your guys' faces match.
She saves that for the wedding night.
So
the wedding toast.
All right. So Ashley, why do you think that we would match? Why do you think that we'd be perfect together? What do you think? Tell me about him. Is he a good guy?
You're
Your
not
guys'
doing a woman's voice.
Your personalities would go perfect together.
Oh,
So just
done
go on
right
this date.
there.
Just go on this date.
So he's got a good personality.
You guys, I'm telling you,
That's
there's
not what she said.
There's
She said
someone
your
very
personalities
specific.
go great together.
There's someone very specific for a guy like Tiefel, and I haven't found her yet. But believe me, when I find her,
Why do I
Because
feel like
she's
it's gonna be
still
the
in
Golden State
prison.
Killer?
She's
No.
dead, dude.
no,
So-
you know who goes for. So, you know who's perfect for Tiefel is someone who is quiet,
Mm-hmm.
who is more submissive,
Mm-hmm.
and will let him take the lead.
You just described Wild Bill from Silence of the Lambs.
No, so there is someone for you, Tiefel. I haven't found her yet, but I'm going to find her.
But how? But how?
I feel like I should have just taken that offer of $10,000 to marry a Filipino for her citizenship.
You absolutely should.
You know what?
Yes.
Oh, exactly.
That's your best option.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. A wife
into
and
that.
the savings?
It got pitched to me. You get the money, and then also the cooking and the free sex. That was
Is that-
that was their sales pitch.
And you
Wait,
did not take
Free
it?
sex. She's, if you break it down, she's paying you for sex. 10 grand.
Yeah.
Like, you got to
Not a
bring
bad stuff.
something to the party.
No,
Tiefel, what's
I-
your star sign? What's your astrological sign?
Stop.
Pisces.
Pisces.
Pisces? Oh, wow. That's surprising.
We got to get into this Filipino girl. How did this offer even come about? Were you on Facebook? Were you on?
No, I was living out in Arizona.
Uh-huh.
And was working out there, and my supervisor at the time, he was married to a Filipino woman. And one night we were drinking in the rec area of the place, and they just made the offer.
For his wife?
Made the offer.
No, not for his wife. His wife already had a green card and an anchor kid. She was good.
So how
How did that go?
So how does this offer? Did it come in an envelope on a silver
No,
tray?
it was all verbal.
Did they lean forward and go, Chris, I need to ask you something?
Actually, it was kind of like that. He kind of just like leaned forward, tried to keep it quiet, like there could have been a cop that popped out of anywhere.
So like he was like, you know what, this is like, it's like Bitcoin. I'm gonna let you in on the ground floor of this Filipino wife market thing. And is that how it start? Like when?
I mean, yeah, where I was has a pretty large Filipino population in Arizona. But great food, by the way. But
Yeah.
I just I don't know. It was back in 2008, 2009. I was in my 20s, and I just was like, probably should marry for love.
Well, let me ask you this, Steve. So,
Are you regretting that?
yeah.
My bank account is.
Yeah, now you're sleeping with it. Now you're sleeping with a pillow and $10,000 poorer. But here, let me ask you this. So, was she already in the country? Like, did you know the girl? Or was it a certain girl in mind, or he was saying in general, I want to find you a Filipino?
It was all in generals of what could happen. Although they did put me in contact with a woman in the Philippines to see if we hit it off, and we did not.
Why did you not? What happened?
First off, the time
Because
difference.
creepy is international.
Well, first off, the time difference makes it difficult to have any sort of meaningful conversation. And
Right. You didn't want to have phone sex at 6 a.m. when it was.
Well, and after the more I got to know her, the less I was interested in her.
I'm sure. Sure, she felt the same.
I'm sure she felt the same as well, but she was going for it. She wanted.
Now they're desperate. Like though, she's like, I'll take anybody right now.
And as much as I think it would be a nice thing to find a woman to get married, have a kid, whatever. I don't want to do it with somebody who's doing it for ulterior motives.
Okay, that was when you were 18 or 19 back at 11.
No, I'm still that way. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. That's not what you build a marriage on.
So if the same offer happened today, then you would not take it.
I would not take it. I'm not
absolutely what you build a marriage on. It's a merger.
No, I'm not gonna build a marriage on that probably already hasn't that. I'm not gonna build a marriage on something that already has an expiration date.
what's the saying where the first marriage is for love, and then they say as you more times you marry, it's just for convenience, or it makes sense, or it's financial. Why is everyone looking at me? You've never heard that?
So,
I mean, I've heard it, but I don't agree with it.
I have never heard anything after the first time you get married, because I assume after that you don't ever do it again.
and no one has ever heard that, though. The first marriage is for love. The second marriage is for I don't.
No,
I've heard it, but I don't know what
second marriage is for what. I'm sure Colleen is listening.
She's his third, so it doesn't matter what the second is.
The third is for love.
Yeah, the last one's got to be the one for like.
The third one's because our face matches.
Yeah, second one is for money. Like it has to make financial sense. Like if you're gonna, you've already struggled all this time. If you're gonna be by yourself, I mean, if you're gonna struggle, you might as well be by yourself and just banging dudes or chicks. It's got to be.
I know I have this.
The second one's got to make financial sense.
No, I realize I have this like persona thing I projected out for shits and giggles, but I actually am a romantic on that part when it comes to marriage.
That's what I was gonna say. Pisces are supposed to be like super emotional and feeling and romantic, and
there's a candle lit in the room where she's tied up.
It's obvious though that Tiefel is very romantic, but and I can tell that he has had his heart broken before.
Aww, man.
Because he's the type that falls in love with someone that we've talked about this, that he wants a 9 or 10 and he's a 3 or 4, then he's open to getting his
you're way off base.
Well, you never had your heart broken? Fallen in love, had your heart broken, it didn't have it.
I have, but it wasn't a 9 or a 10.
Well, okay, what was it?
And also, Tiefel's not great looking in my opinion, but he's not a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. Yeah, I wouldn't say
not
a 4.
ugly. You can't do that.
He's not hideous. He's not like
you just said, you were like, look, he in no means is he attractive, but he is not a 3 or a 4. He is.
Believe it or not, it's like one of the nicest compliments I've ever gotten.
I wouldn't look at Tiefel and be like, man, he's hot. Like I wouldn't think that. But I would look at him and be like,
but here's Tiefel's sweet spot right now. To be honest with you, I'm gonna be.
Shut up, Demetri. I was trying really hard to backpedal, and you are not helping.
I'm not saying she's got a huge vagina. I mean, vagina.
Here's. I'm gonna give you some advice, some life-changing advice for you right now, Tiefel. Your sweet spot. How old are you?
36.
Your sweet spot is 46, 10 years older. They're still hot now. Women are still hot now. They're a little more desperate, and they're looking for a safe guy. You're a safe guy, and they've had their wild rides. They're mid 40s, and I'm telling you, if you
cougars.
Get into
you're telling me to go after cougars.
Yeah,
I don't think so, because a 46-year, like, it's not women. I don't know why you think the older women get, the more desperate they get. The older they get, the less they give a fuck.
Agreed.
Like he's looking for somebody younger that's desperate for stability. That's what he's looking for. A 46-year-old gives no fucks.
I can give you shelter.
I agree with Gina.
But obviously that's not true, because
right
he tried to hit on a homeless lady who went after another homeless dude to prove to him.
She made the assumption I was going after her. I was not trying.
And she was like, I'd rather kiss this homeless dude to send a message.
Is this beat down Tiefel's self-esteem day?
No, I'm trying to help him. I'm telling you, he could get an amazing around mid-40s girl that's stable, that her own job, her own life, to where he would just
that's the girl that does not want him. Like you're not understanding.
You're literally describing a woman that doesn't need anything.
And that's what you need.
Exactly.
That's exactly what you need. You need a woman that does not have expectations of you. That is just happy that you are 36 and she can tell all her older friends that she is banging a younger man.
No, because he would have to be an 8 or something, 8 or higher. Okay, you're right, Demetrius. I would have no idea.
Look, Gina, I'm telling you. Listen, he doesn't have to be an 8. Because
I hear
now,
you telling me, I hear
Listen,
you mansplaining
well,
how women feel at 40-something when I'm a 40-something-year-old woman. I hear it.
I'm a 49-year-old man. Look, and I'm going to tell you, what is more than a kick in the teeth to a divorced husband than bringing somebody who's on the verge of being successful, and not really having anything.
A lot of things, but a kick in the teeth to my ex is not one of them.
I'm not really the guy you brag about. There's no 46-year-old woman that's gonna be like, yeah, I'm banging a younger dude, and then I show up to the pool party and take my shirt off, and no woman's gonna look at that and go, oh yeah, gotta break me off a piece of that too.
Or Gina, let me ask you a question. So you've already just said that Tiefel's not a 3 or a 4. You just said he's not an 8. Where is he? You've done this. You've done this to yourself. You've done this to yourself.
He will help you shit on me. He knows me.
I know he does. Go ahead, Gina.
I would say, oh man,
a 3 or a 4.
Are we counting personality?
Doesn't that
lower his score bigly? So I'm just kidding, Tiefel.
Wow.
I'd say 5. I would say he's a 5. He's not bad looking.
5 or 6 is where I go.
Yeah, okay. 5 or 6. I would say that. But in reality, I'm just kidding about the personality part because Tiefel actually does have a really good personality, so that might knock him up a point.
Okay. All right.
Well, but not if he's a 6. If he's a 5, it'll knock him up a point. But I don't think we could go to 7. I think we'll have to teeter right at 6.
Like you've capped out at 6. That like there's no more upward mobility for you. How does it feel to be a woman in corporate America, Chris?
So okay. What could is it the women on the show, Ashley and Gina? What how could he bump up? Like what could he do to himself? You'd think one thing that would bump him up to a 7.
I mean, I've tried to help him with that, but he doesn't want to listen, and I'm not allowed to say it.
Oh,
he has to stop. He has to stop the actuallying. Colleen has to stop it.
Colleen said if in the gay, he just turned gay because he'd be as a bear. He's like an 8.
Yeah, see, I have it on good authority that if I were gay, I would get so much cock. Like it's not. I feel like that might be true.
Whoa! All right.
Which, like if it was a choice, I'd be rolling in the dong.
I think he needs to find a girl with daddy issues that's looking for daddy and looking for stability. So he needs to shoot around. I would say you're 36, Tiefel. You need to go around like 26. Where she's starting out needs that stability. Yeah, younger.
24, 26, 24, Ashley?
Like 23, 24, yeah.
He's too lazy. He couldn't keep up with a 20. Like she would be bored.
For the right girl, I feel like he could, right, Tiefel? Like you're willing to,
like big bookworm documentary girl. That would be good for people.
I swipe left when I see people rock climbing in their pictures.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's for all of us except maybe Ashley. Ashley might be into the rock climbing a little bit.
I'm more of like a walk a flat path kind of a girl, but yeah, I like to be outside.
If she goes, I love traveling, and all the pictures are of her at different bars. That's right. We're going. We're going with that one.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I didn't know you'd be a bar person, hang out with her friends.
I see Tiefel with a girl that likes to like the
trivia night.
What do you call the beers? Like I don't even know. I hate the beers.
Like the blue ribbon.
Likes to try all the different beers and go to the breweries and go out and do those kinds of things. And somebody that's like really into like the documentaries and because Tiefel needs an intellectual girl. He can't have a stupid girl. He won't be able to stay with her.
No, I agree. Let's bring in someone else that knows Tiefel. He's an actor, comedian, Steve Sabo. He's on with us. He's also got a new book out.
Jester's Run.
What's that?
Jester's Run is the book.
Yeah, Jester's Run, and he's on with him. I'm going to bring him on right now. We'll talk about the book, but I want to see if he wants to weigh in on Tiefel since he knows Tiefel. Sabo, I've known Sabo for years. Demetrius knows Sabo for years. Tiefel's known Sabo for years. What's up, Sabo? How are you?
How are you, man? I've been listening.
There you go. and I know that you've known him for what weigh in on Tiefel real quick before we move on to something else. What are your thoughts on what we've been talking about?
Yeah, I've been listening to that, and I'm not saying the problem is whenever you tell anybody that they're wrong, they're going to immediately shut down, right? So I don't think it has anything. If you want my personal opinion, I don't think it has anything to do with what scale he should be on. I think it really has to do with attitude, number one, and number two being finding a girl that's in your wheelhouse. Because if you're always hitting on the wrong type of girls, you're going to get the wrong result. Doesn't matter if she's 18, 30, 45, or whatever. You got to find a girl that you have something in common with, and that's the biggest key. Is something that you connect with on a different level. So I don't think Tiefel's an ugly guy. I don't think he's going to be a supermodel, but I don't think that matters as much to women because for me, I've dated women that have been what would be considered way out of my league before, and that's worse than anything else because people constantly come up to you and go, "Hey, you're dating that girl?" And I go, "Yeah, that's my girlfriend." They go, "How?" That destroys your ego right there.
Right?
How?
You're like, wow, I see. Then you find out how they really feel about you.
Right. Exactly. It's awful. You just got to find somebody that you connect with. That's it. They're out there. I don't know. The problem is I don't know if online dating is the way to do it. I don't know if it's at bars either. I think you got to find, whatever your hobby is, besides drinking, obviously, something that you have something. If you play chess, you'd find her in a chess group. Like trivia, go to trivia night.
Yeah. What about you, Tiefel? What do you like to do?
I like movies. I read. I get abused online and early in the morning before I start my day.
Okay. Do you have anything that involves people? That's not just yourself.
Oh, things that involve people. No, I'm open to a lot of stuff. I mean, I go out, I try new things every now and then, like a club or something like that. Like I tried doing a book club, things like that.
Let's do this before we stop abusing Tiefel. Let's do this. Let's all say something positive about Tiefel because we've been really dragging him
a while longer.
He's funny.
One thing I like about you, Tiefel, is and one thing that I would say to a girl if I was trying to hook you up with her is that like you are confident enough that you will you'll go somewhere by yourself. Like that everybody will go to a bar by themselves. And that's a confidence thing. And I like that about you.
Or a creepy thing.
No, I don't think it's creepy at all.
Unearned confidence.
Chris's hobby is this is from his sister. Chris's hobby is being a creep.
Yeah, George's hobby is not the word creep.
Georgia's not hooking him up with anybody anytime soon, guys.
No, apparently not. All right, so Sabo's here to tell us. First of all, you decided to write a fiction book. Why? What made you get into that realm?
Yeah, that's a tough one. So they say to write about what you know, and I mean, comedy's what I know more than anything else. But the problem with writing, a comedy book is that's what is absolutely expected of you, right? That's just what people will think. So there's nothing really unique or interesting about it. There's a million comics that have memoirs and about their lives. And I always figure that the best stories that I have are stories that I can't tell anybody, right? I can't put those on paper. I can't have my family and friends reading about those type of things. So I decided to go fiction because, I from the beginning of my, when I first started out, I always thought I was going to be a writer as a kid. And I just ended up going a different route. Obviously, comedy involves writing, but a different type of writing. But I had this idea in my head for a story that I've been thinking about for about 10 years, and I never really had to put it on. And then COVID hit, and I had nothing time. So I decided to write it just for me, just for my own sake, my own pleasure. And then I thought it ended up being pretty good. And so I sent it out and decided to get it published.
Okay, and give us a synopsis of what the book's about.
See, that's the hardest thing in the world because there are so many different angles and twists and turns. I don't want to say too much without spoiling some of those things. Mm-hmm. But it's basically a story about a stand-up comedian who, well, of course, write about what you know, right? But it's a stand-up comedian who got caught up in a bad situation, hooking up with some girl who gets murdered. He goes on the run the run of the Jester's run, because he thinks the guys are after him because they're trying to kill him. But the truth is, they're after him because they're trying to cure him, because when he hooked up with this girl, he ended up with this brand new disease that nobody really knows about. That's essentially the concept of it.
Wow. That's super interesting.
Yeah. So
are these things you know about? No.
Yeah. Hey, have you been with a girl that got a mysterious disease, Sabo?
It's
I knew the moment I worded it like that, it's going to come out wrong, right? It's like it started with fact and it veered to I never have it. It's not that kind of a disease, but it's more along the lines of like the pandemic that we're in right now, more than anything else. But obviously in a different realm than that. And it's a lot more to it. There's some side stories and some other things. But
it sounds
the guy's out trying to chase his dreams.
It sounds like it's cool because you've had it for you've had it in your head for 10 years, but it sounds like you kind of adapted it for the pandemic here a little bit. So you're almost reading about what you're living in, what we're living in.
Yeah, in fact, it's kind of one of those things that just kind of worked out. But the parts of the story I never had worked out in my head previously. Were because I didn't really know as much about a pandemic as I do now. So once I started learning about the pandemic and all that kind of stuff, all some gaps that were in the story kind of filled in. So it kind of worked out together. It's weird.
So is he cutting out, or is it me? Is he cutting out?
It's the connection.
Okay. Jester's Run. Where can we get it, Steve?
Okay, so it's available on Amazon, of course. Jester's Run on Amazon. It's on both on you can get it in paperback, or you can get it on Kindle. It's on Kindle, whatever, unlimited, so you can get it for free if you're one of those subscribers. Tiefel probably is, based on his reading things he's talking about. It's also available on my website, autographed copy. You can go to my website, stevesabo.com. I got it into a few local stores. I guess I'd have to. I don't even know which they are right now, but I just got it into. I know you can get it at Grounds for Thought in Bowling Green, Ohio. That's the coffee shop bookstore there, and I think Nevermore Books. I think is one that's in Toledo. I'm not really sure exactly, but there's a couple local places. And if it's not at your bookstore, order it. So you can just go to any bookstore and call them up, and they can pick it up for you.
Very cool, Steve Sabo. It's called Jester's Run. It's
I posted the link to his website, stevesabo.com, in the comments, so you can go get the book. I'm actually currently reading it right now.
Steve,
reading it right now. That was amazing.
Can you come back and just hang out with us sometime? Because your connection's kind of weird right now, but come back and just hang out, dude. We're on early. If you're up early, jump on with us.
Okay, it's the same link. I'll do that one of these days. Sure. Yeah. I'm not a morning person, but I might be still up. So.
Yeah.
It won't be the same link, but just shoot me a text and let me know you want to come on.
Yeah, you're open anytime, my friend.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you, Steve. There it is. Steve Sabo. Jester's Run is the book. I would have kept him on for the rest of the show. It's just that the delay. There was a delay, and he was cutting out.
He's incredibly funny. So
I know, but I couldn't deal with that anymore. It wasn't flowing because of our because of the connection, not because of him by any means.
Right.
Hey, real quick, Anne Hathaway. You guys know Anne Hathaway, of course, the actress. She told Jimmy Fallon she didn't want to be called Anne anymore. She said her mom is the only one who calls her Anne, and only when she's angry, she'd rather be called Annie or anything else but Anne. Is there like for me, Andy is in my. I don't mind Andy. I don't mind people calling me Andy. It's just I don't know. It doesn't. It rings weird in my head.
I don't know. Marky Mark put out a book that said "Don't call me Marky Mark" on the cover, and I still do it. I don't care.
You're a rebel. Look at you.
That's what she's gonna like about
it. People are gonna call her Anne because that's what she bills herself out as in all of her movies. If she wants to change her name, she needs to change her nom de plume.
But she didn't like. She wasn't like making it demand.
Ooh.
He's really bucking for ladies right now. If there's a single lady watching, who else is gonna work in nom de plume?
Nom de plume. I mean, regular murderers just say alias. Look at you.
Hey, you should have at least done it with a French accent.
My nom de plume. Hey,
yes!
Hello, my name is Christopher Tiefel. You know, like Eiffel, but with a T in front of it. I tell you right now, girl, I love you good. I love you long. We take long romantic remote drives. I can dig a hole for a body in 5 minutes.
Like Tiefel, although
I am
with a T.
Plus, I'm proof that you can't choose what people call you. My entire childhood, I tried to have a nickname, and nobody went with it. For some reason, my entire life, I've always been referred to as Tiefel. There are at least 500 Tiefels in the United States alone, and yet I'm the one that just gets called by his last name.
I'm sure only you. None of the other Tiefels get called Tiefel. I'm sure.
None of the ones that I know of get by regular, even by people I don't even know, people that like I just met.
It just seems so appropriate. So Melania is.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ash.
No, go ahead, Gina.
I was just gonna say, Chris. The reason is that your name is one of the most common names in the United States. So Tiefel is not. I'm not gonna. I know literally 100 Chris's. I know one Tiefel.
That's why I tried to get Topher when I was younger, and nobody went for it.
You trying to make your own nickname?
I tried. You can't do it. So shut up, Ann.
Shut up, Ann.
So Olivia has been calling Melania Palicki since she could talk. And so like even our friends refer to Melania as Palicki now, like their kids, like the adults. Yeah. And it's so funny because like Melania is such a pretty name and she hates it. She's like, why do you guys call me Palicki? Like she hates it. But it's just like
grow to love it.
If it fits, like it's always fit her. And now like, and so for short, we call her P, but her name doesn't start with a P.
You know, I see that on Facebook all the time. And I'm like, why? I couldn't figure out why you guys call her P.
That's why.
And I'm like, I don't understand. Like Melania doesn't start with P, but okay. Like I just go with it. And like, you know, it's your kid. You know what she's named.
That's so funny.
I know. Well, my middle name is Nicole. And so Tiefel, when I was younger, I always wanted to be Nikki. And that didn't work for me either. But like, I'm like,
I can't do because what Gina pointed out, my name being so common, and I can't even do the middle name thing because that's an even more common name, John.
Oh yeah.
Except when my mom got pissed at me, it was Christopher Jonathan Tiefel, and I even showed her my birth certificate once and said, "There's no thin, it's just John."
Mom, there's nothing thin about me.
Off more.
You were destined for normalcy, Christopher John.
Yeah, my last name may as well have been Smith.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right. Did anyone have a name? Like, did they ever know a name that they were going to be called? That their mom went with this one instead. Go ahead, Ash.
So Kirsten or Dakota. Which I don't think I look like a Dakota at all, but like Kirsten, I could see.
Kirsten would have been a cool.
Yeah, there was another one. I forget what it was, but
I'll tell you mine, but I need a promise from each one of you.
I can't. No,
I can never use it against me.
I can't.
No, I can't make that
promise. What if it fits? What if it fits?
It doesn't. It doesn't. 100% does not.
Okay, we'll be the judges of that.
Yeah, right.
Let's hear it.
Ebenezer Bushrod.
No, you're lying.
Shut up.
You just made that up.
You totally made that up.
A great aunt put the name in the mix, and it was given serious consideration because apparently it was some nobleman uncle back in Germany thing.
Dude, that name would fit you.
Yeah,
if I wish you would have gotten
Ebenezer. Yeah,
I just want to call him Bushrod because that's
exactly. Ebenezer isn't the bad part of that name.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
it is.
I don't know. Bushrod is pretty amazing, you guys.
Can you imagine how many girls you could get with Bushrod?
Yeah, Bushrod. Like, honestly, it is so big you can see it in a bush.
Right?
All right, Colleen's got one. Go ahead, Colleen. What was yours?
Lindsay Lauren.
Lindsay Lauren.
I could see Lauren.
Lilo.
I can see you as a
No.
I can see it.
I know,
No.
me too. I can see
Thank
it.
God for my grandmother.
And she stepped in.
She stepped in and was like, "It's my last grandkid. Let's name her after me, Colleen Carey."
Oh.
Thank you, Grandma Colleen.
Aw.
I think if I was a boy, I think my name was going to be Jacob Lawrence. If I was a boy.
Donnie P said he just fell off the treadmill when he heard Bushrod. Bushrod.
You guys, he probably did, and now he's gonna have a back problem when he gets home. So
He just sprained his hamstring.
Well, I got a back problem right now, so at least we're not alone.
yeah.
Ebenezer Bushrod.
Bushrod.
All right. Ebenezer's going to have the news for you in a second. I do have a couple news headlines I want to pass along. One of them, Trump was impeached for an historic second time after the Capitol insurrection last week. He's the only president to ever be impeached twice. He's the only he has half the impeachments in the history of this country. He's got half of them. What were you gonna say, Gina? You were gonna say something.
I'm not saying anything at all.
This just all needs to end. We got 1 week left, and then
Can I ask a genuine question though? Like, what is the rush of impeaching him when he's done so soon? Like,
He can't run ever. He can't run again. He'll lose his pension. To me, more importantly, is it sends a message to future presidents that you cannot do this.
Yeah, I agree with Gina on the first two about he can't run again, and you need to have consequences because this was pretty bad. And this is the first time in the history in 200 years since I think what they said the Germans or the British invaded the Capitol. It's the first time in 200 years. It's the first time ever the flag. What's the Southern flag? What's that called? The Confederate flag has ever been in our Capitol. So that's the third reason is I don't think that anyone here can say for sure that you could wake up and say, what do you do? I mean, there isn't anything out of the realm of possibility. So I think every extra day that he's in really is a danger to us because he really could do anything. And the insiders are saying that he's even becoming more dark. So it could even be worse that you can't even wait 7 days because you don't know what this dude is going to do. Here's something that I thought was kind of interesting that came out yesterday was the day before the insurrection on Tuesday, January 5th, on the failed insurrection. On Tuesday, January 5th, some Republican congressmen were showing big groups of people around the Capitol. And then a lot of congressmen thought that was weird because the Capitol has been closed to any public person since the COVID started back in March. So you're not allowed to have groups in there. This new wave of Congress people got sworn in January 3rd, and they were told you can't have anyone in the Capitol unless it's business related. There's no groups. We're not showing tours. So weirdly, there were groups of people that some of these Republicans were giving tours to the day before the insurrection. And one of the Democratic congressmen who is a veteran, she said it was a reconnaissance mission. They were showing them around. And obviously the people that were being shown around were figuring out where they needed to go the next day. As this continues to be reported out, because it just came out yesterday, it's going to be interesting to see what the hell and who was involved and how could you do that? I mean, that's just, to me, that was stunning to hear that report. So we're going to obviously find out more information as they start to, the Capitol investigators try to sort out real tips from noise in the Capitol siege. All right, Tiefel, you've got some other news for us?
Yeah, we're going to start off with a little PSA. It's that time of year where we get snow and ice.
Ebenezer Bushrod. Yes, tell us more.
Exactly.
The news.
So
the news with Ebenezer Bushrod.
Yes.
Give it a good talking to, Ebenezer.
Go, chap.
Yes, hit them with the facts, Neza.
That's his nickname. What's up, Neza? He sounds like a rapper.
Yeah. I bare my soul to you people, and this is what happens.
A rapper
about
from
B-Rod.
A rapper from the 1700s.
Yep, the
right.
1700s. I'm putting it down on you like the Black Plague, bitches.
I would say I vote for B-Rod because it's like A-Rod, but the B version.
Yeah, I like B-Rod.
right, so
These are B-Rod. You go ahead with the news, boy.
Although I don't know about that grading scale. You go from A-Rod and you look at that Adonis, and then I'm the B team. That's quite the scale.
It's good for you though.
Yeah. So
just
all right.
take it, Tiefel. No, I'm kidding.
All right, so little public service announcement since we're getting snow and ice and everything. Don't eat icicles. Apparently, a lot of people like to do it every year. They see what they think is a nice, clean, clear icicle dangling from their roof. Yep. But you know how those are formed, right? The snow melts. It melts down your roof. It dangles off the edge, forms the icicle, and it's filled with bird feces. So maybe don't put that in your mouth.
Really?
Pigeon poop.
And Andrew sounds shocked that really water coming off your roof has bird poop in it. Oh my gosh.
I feel shocked too. It's like one of those things you should know, but you just don't think about it.
I'm shocked that people are eating icicles.
Yeah, it's mostly kids too. So tell your kids, don't eat yellow snow, don't eat icicles.
Children, take that pigeon flavored icicle out of your mouth. Thank you, Ebenezer Bushrod, for keeping us alive.
All right. And out of Massachusetts, there's a state representative that's about to introduce a bill, and he's wanting people to vote on it. He wants people to vote on a state dinosaur. On there. So they have a state bird, they've got the flag, they've got a state song, but now he wants a state dinosaur in Massachusetts. Okay. He's going to introduce it on January 15th, but he's asking people to vote. So either you're going to do the Podocaceres, whatever, this little bird looking thing here, or this brontosaurus looking miniature here.
I don't know what birds you've seen.
It's got if you look closely, it's got feathers.
Bird looking thing.
Chris is quite correct. Birds are the closest relatives to dinosaurs that we have on the planet.
I understand that, but they don't look like birds.
What about lizards?
No,
is crocodile
are more closely related to dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, crocodiles.
So there you go with that. And since we're doing like state-sponsored things, like a state-sponsored dinosaur, we should all do. Like, I think every state should have its own state racist, right? Okay, now listen to me. This isn't actually a real gig, but it gets racists to run for the position. So then we can all just start tagging them.
We know who they are.
Be like, yeah.
Demetrius, no one admits when they're a racist. What are you talking about?
But if it's a government job that comes with bennies.
If you could be the best one, you would totally. There's ones that would do. You'd root them out.
Yes.
All right,
that would be awesome. Like Ohio State racist, come see him, and then like you're like, okay, well, we thought Toby was gonna be the clear winner, but it's obviously Ebenezer Bushrod.
Yeah, well, I got state Benny, so. All right. So, also, just as when things start to warm up. And animals start to wake up and things. Yeah. Even now, because squirrels are still all around. Keep your head on the swivel. They're apparently starting to fight back. There's a neighborhood in Queens, New York, that is being besieged by a squirrel that is attacking everyone. Quote one resident: "This was an MMA cage match, and I lost."
I'm tired of seeing his friends and family die. Like, it's a poor squirrel.
You would feel a little angry.
So Andrew, I gotta tell you something.
Squirrels are tougher.
Yeah.
So this whole time, and it didn't work. Nobody got a bingo. This whole time we have been playing Andrew Z bingo today. And so wait, I'm gonna try to share my screen. So everybody came up with like certain things that you say, like things that you say a lot.
Oh my god.
And so we each have a card like this. And as we've been doing the show, we've been marking down the things that you say as they go, and everybody's it's like either in different orders or says different things. And so we have things on there like I can see both sides, Cedar Point age.
Yes.
I think one was if I'm a 6, but with my personality I'm a 10.
The biggest one you say that I remembered that I had to suggest was, let me ask you this. Let me ask you something.
Oh, where's
Let
my
me
good?
ask you this. Here's what I think. I can see both sides.
Yeah.
Where's my good friend Ginger Z?
It's on. My good friend is on one of them. I don't know which one it's on, but my good friend is on.
Wait, Ginger Z, I have to tell you guys about this. So like one night I messaged her because she like always posts like inspirational stuff. And I was like, I know I totally used like this podcast for like ammo. But I was like, I know Andrew and I do a podcast with him and I love you and I think you're amazing, blah, 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 blah. And then yesterday I was like, happy birthday, twin. And she still hasn't like responded. So I'm like, she probably thinks I'm such a freak. Like,
she probably hasn't seen it.
No, Instagram.
Oh, can you tell if they read it? Did she read it? Can you tell if she read it?
No, I commented on the picture, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
So at this point, I'm probably such a stalker fan, so I'll back off.
I'll back off. Colleen comes in yesterday. She's like, I texted Ginger happy birthday, and she texted me back. I'm like, wow. I'm like, that's kind of a big deal because I'm sure like she's getting like Michael Strahan's texting her,
really?
Robin Roberts.
It shows that Ginger Z is afraid of Colleen.
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. For sure. No.
Aren't we all? All right. Ebenezer Bushrod had the news. Thank you so much, Ebenezer. We appreciate it.
Hey, Rod.
Dude, I love the bingo thing. You got to talk more about what I say tomorrow. It'd be funny. I want to know more of them. For Demetrius Nicodemus, he says, Side Gina, Ebenezer Bushrod, and Ashley P. I'm Andrew Z. You guys have a great day.
Until tomorrow. Until tomorrow.
Until
I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow.
You should not have done it, Tiefel. You should not have done it.
Dude, I love it.
I mean, Bushrod, my bad.
The window. The one, the big one. The uncooked one. Yes, Ebenezer Bushrod.
Well.